Hey all, welcome back to Let's Talk Shit with Dr. Larry. I'm Dr. Larry Frieder with the Enlightened Gut Coaching. And today I wanted to talk about something that's definitely a challenge for me, which is cravings. So I often will find myself in front of the refrigerator at like 10 o'clock at night, just staring into the abyss of the fridge or the pantry. My wife Macy is usually in the den going, "Get out of there. You're not hungry. Come back down." And I'm just sort of looking for something. It's like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. I kind of need a little something, a little nosh. And, but usually not really. Usually I'm not really hungry. So what's going on with this cravings thing that we can have, whether it's just wanting to eat when you're maybe not hungry or having a craving for something. So, there's a lot of ways we can work with this. Lately, I've been using this new tool. It's an access consciousness tool, and it's who does this belong to? And so, when you're staring at the pantry, or maybe you're having a particular craving for sugar or whatever, you can ask yourself, who does this belong to? And it's sort of an acknowledgement that um, sometimes 80 to 90% of our thoughts or feelings or emotions don't necessarily belong to us. They could be things in our subconscious that were put there years ago by others, like our family or friends or parents or whatever. Or it could be things we picked up, energies from friends or spouses, or just the cashier that we had an interaction with at the store earlier that day. So we pick up energy from other people. And we also have this sort of unconscious thing in our subconscious that drives cravings as well. So you can ask, who does this belong to? I've been using this a lot in both my chiropractic practice and in my coaching practice. In the chiropractic practice, I'll have someone that's been coming in with headaches. I'll treat them, we'll do an adjustment, they'll feel better, they'll come back, they've got the headache again. And I'll say, who does this belong to? And sometimes they're just look at me like, what the hell does that supposed to mean? And other times they'll just blurt it out. My wife. This headache belongs to my wife. She's been stressed out. She's had this new job. I don't know how to help her. And I've been getting headaches ever since she got this new job. Or, oh, it's my husband's. He had back pain. He's did MRIs and all this stuff for it. He got surgery. His back pain got better, but now I have back pain. I kind of took on his stress and his back pain. So it's a really interesting little tool to play with. Who does this belong to? And when you're doing that in front of the refrigerator or in front of the pantry or for a craving, and you ask, who does this belong to? Feel into whether that feels heavy or whether it feels light. And this isn't necessarily an intellectual thing going on. Who's watching? I'm on StreamYard, so it doesn't like automatically show me the names. So if you're with me, do a comment. Let me know you're here. Um, and so it's not necessarily a head thinking thing. Does this feel light or heavy? It's sort of just a body energy sense. And you get better at this like anything else with practice. You ask, who does this belong to? And you say, is this heavy or is this light? If this is lightness, if you just feel lightness after asking that question, maybe this doesn't belong to you. Maybe it belongs, maybe you're taking on someone else's craving or stress or boredom or whatever that energy is. If it feels light, you can just play with saying, return to sender. This isn't mine. Take it back. Don't worry about where it goes. Just get rid of it. Just say, be gone, return to sender. And be curious with what that feels like. Does the craving go away? Do you just close the fridge and say, oh, interesting? And this is all about awareness. All of this mind body practices, it's all about having an awareness. So instead of just being led along by your subconscious mind or other people's energies or other kind of defaulting to the negative bias, which humans do. They always go toward the negative, whatever. This is about feeling into what it feels like for you in this moment and making conscious choices from a place of awareness, right? So back to, who does this belong to? It feels light. Okay, that kind of means it doesn't belong to me. Return to sender and see what that feels like. If it feels heavy when you ask that question, then maybe it does belong to you. Maybe this is your craving, your whatever. And if that's the case, then we can start exploring that. Okay, well, what we often find is when we have um, this heaviness, it's often something about us that we're not acknowledging. There's something going on there, whether it's a feeling, an emotion, a thought, an energy, something that we're not acknowledging. And so when we have cravings, sometimes maybe it's loneliness or boredom or anxiety or that kind of thing. You could just ask, what is this? You could just ask the question, what is it that I'm not acknowledging here that if I were to acknowledge it, would release me from this craving? Just kind of put that out there, see what comes up, right? This is all just playing with this stuff. Um, there's another way to do that, which is to create a somatic experience. So that means, let's say you're in front of the fridge or the pantry and you're wanting something, or you're really craving chocolate or sugar or ice cream. It's 11 o'clock at night and you really want that ice cream. And you close your eyes maybe and take a deep breath. And you feel into your body, where do I feel this craving in my body, right? It could be in your stomach, and that could just be you're hungry and you want ice cream. It could be a tightness in your chest. It could be just like this sort of nagging neck tightness or shoulder thing. So you can feel into that sensation. You locate the craving, feeling, in your body, you go into it, and you see what comes up out of it. You might just start crying, right? This might be like a real sadness you're feeling, or an anxiety, or a need for connection, loneliness, right? So if you can connect to that somatic body experience in your body, and that gives you some clue, then you can act on that. Oh, I'm lonely. Maybe I want to reach out to somebody or hug my dog or get on Facebook and message somebody. Or I'm feeling anxious. What am I feeling anxious about? I think I'm feeling anxious about that presentation I'm doing in the morning. Okay, maybe I should do a little more preparing for that, or read through it or rehearse it one more time. Or just say, no, you got this, and say something reassuring to yourself, So take some action once you've located that core cause, or that a source of that craving or wanting to just eat, right? So it could be that you check in and you say, yeah, I'm kind of lonely. That's where this craving coming from. And I just want to eat ice cream. Great. Eat the ice cream. That's awesome. So you're doing this with consciousness, right? You're going inward, you're figuring out what this craving is. You think you found it. I'm anxious. I don't want to do this or this. I just want to eat ice cream. Eat the ice cream without guilt and enjoy the hell out of it. And if that goes well, great. If later on you go, ugh, that feels like crap. I don't think I should have done that. I don't think I should have made that conscious choice to eat ice cream because of this or whatever. Fine, right? It's all just being curious here. It's all just experimenting. You can choose again next time, right? You just got information based on a conscious choice. So it feels so much better to make choices versus based on consciousness and awareness, based as opposed to subconscious triggers or unmet needs or feelings that are not being felt or expressed. You know, when we have feelings, emotions, thoughts, things like that that are not felt or expressed or acknowledged, they have to go somewhere. And so they go inward. And when they go inward, they come out as the physical sensations of anxiety. And so, with awareness, with consciousness, we go in and we feel those emotions. If they're someone else's, we just get rid of them. If they're ours, we do a little bit, just a few seconds or a minute of exploration. We get some awareness of what that is that's driving it. And of course, it could just be hunger, or it could just be thirsty, or whatever, or it could be an emotion. Acknowledge it. That allows it to be released, and then see if that craving goes away, right? So this is all just learning, it's practice, it's playing, it's being curious. So I hope that was helpful for you dealing with cravings. Comment, let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything else you guys are interested in talking about or having a conversation about. Let me know or PM me if you're interested in coaching. PM me too. Thanks. Bye bye.